Hello BBC, this is Dennis Johnston and Larry Hayhurst on the terrace of Hitler's chalet at Berchtesgaden. It's V-Day, and I'm afraid it's rather hard to know what to say. We ought to have something carefully prepared for an occasion like this, but there's been so many false alarms, and I've perhaps got a little cynical about expecting it really to come, so that, except for geographically, I'm afraid we're quite unprepared. This place has been gone over thoroughly by the Air Force, American and British. Goering's villa, up on my left, is just a shattered wreck with the roof down over the side of the hill. But Hitler's villa, behind us here, has been gone over by the SS too. They didn't want their leader's place to be taken by us, even after it had been bombed by the RAF. So they burnt it out, just as they burnt out his other villa up the hill behind Heidelberg. Right up on the top of the hill behind me is the Adler house. I can see just faintly up there the couple of little figures moving around. It's up amongst the snow, and an aeroplane, you may be able to hear it, is coming up the valley and is going to circle overhead. You know, you must have seen the magnificent view this is. These hills with the snow on the top, and the pines climbing up them, the little village of Berchtesgaden down below us, and Austria away down the valley in the distance. Well, it's a mixture of something of a fine view, because here around me the trees are shattered by bombs, and the soil is upturned all over the green grass, and this scarred and blackened villa behind me seems to be, with its empty flagpole, seems to be a very eloquent tribute, a very eloquent comment on the whole situation. There are a few GIs up there wandering round. It's not a day, as it is probably at home, of great celebration or rejoicing. There is a somewhat of a gala atmosphere because a lot of people have come up in trucks. And further back at the other house, the hotel where his guests used to stay, there's quite an air of a day at the zoo, with masses of French and Americans on leave running round seeing what they can see. But here, it's pretty well empty, except, as I say, for a few GIs here and there. Sometimes I think, looking to them, how odd it is that we've all started this war in so very different places and at such very different times. For myself, it was almost exactly 3 years ago in Cairo. For them, it's been goodness knows where. But we're all ending it together. And Laurie Hayhurst and I, here at Berchtesgaden, feel that we personally are ending it in the right place. So I'm going to hand over the microphone to him and ask him to finish up this broadcast.
Thanks, Dennis. Well, much as we'd all like to be back in London celebrating VE Day with our friends, I think maybe the next best thing is to be right here at the end of the road outside Hitler's chalet at Berchtesgaden. I'm sure it would also give a lot of my friends back in London some satisfaction if they could see the scene of desolation all around. Apart from the snow-capped hills in the distance, it's almost reminiscent of some parts of London with the blackened walls, piles of rubble. Well, I guess that's all from Berchtesgaden. Cheerio.